Hey gang, Coach Tabitha here. Today we're just going to do about a 20-minute very easy yoga practice that will include some stretching and some range of motion. So when you're ready, go ahead and come to a comfortable seated position. Find your sit bones. So sometimes we have to pull that extra meat out of the way. Find your sit bones, place your hands on your knees, and go ahead and close your eyes. Let's take some deep breaths in through your nose and out through the back of your throat. And just continue doing that. While you breathe, just notice how your body moves and how your body feels, allowing your shoulders to rise and fall, allowing your rib cage to lift and lower, and allowing your sides to open and close. Allowing yourself to come into this space and this moment, acclimating your body and acclimating your mind to be right here and present. Just a few more breaths. And you can feel free to keep your eyes closed if you'd like. Otherwise, you can open your eyes. We're just going to start with your head and neck, slowly tilting your head to one side, ear towards your shoulder, allowing the other shoulder to drop down, lengthening the space from your ear to your shoulder, and then slowly switch sides. Maybe take a deep breath on each side. Noticing any tension in your head or neck. Now make sure you've done an even amount on each side. Bring your head back to the center. And this time go ahead and drop your chin towards your chest, keeping your shoulders down again. And now lift your chin up. Close your mouth, placing your teeth together as you do this, feeling a stretch from your chin to your chest, making sure that you keep your neck engaged so you don't let it just fall back. Again, continue with your deep breaths. Feel free to keep your eyes closed if you'd like. One more time, chin to chest, and chin up, bringing your head back to neutral, and now we begin to turn left and right. So keep your shoulders nice and still, and just think about turning your head as far to the right and as far to the left as you can. Maybe lining your chin up with your shoulder, maybe not. You might be tight. We have the most spinal movement in our cervical spine, which is the upper part of your spine through your head and neck. One more time on each side, please, continuing with your breath. And back to the center. We're going to tuck your chin again. This time, doing a little roll side to side. And as you do that, think about increasing your range of motion. Taking that ear towards your shoulder just the way we started. And again, just noticing any tightness. You might find a little sticky spot that you want to stop at and Just move around some. And now go ahead and move your head and neck any way that feels good for you. So maybe you found that one of those movements was a little tight. Nice deep breaths. About 20 more seconds here to move your head and neck any way that works best for you. And then when you're ready, we're going to come to that comfortable seated position. Roll your shoulders up, around, and back a few times, and then place your shoulder blades down into your back pockets, keeping your elbows in. Pull your belly button in. We're now just going to breathe, adding some arm movements. So inhale, reach up with your palms up, look up. Exhale with your palms down, tuck your chin. Inhale up. Exhale down. Now, depending on the length of your arms, you may be able to put your hands flat on the mat, maybe just your fingertips. One more time, please. Hands coming back to your knees. As we move down your spine a bit, I want you to lean back and just hold on to your knees, rounding your back, tucking your chin, tucking your tailbone. And then press through your knees, lift your chest. So we're moving into flexion and extension of your spine. Just think about a C curve and making your spine move in both directions. Go at your own pace with your own breath. Very important to move your spine in all directions every day. Nice and gentle here. One more time with each of those, and then go ahead and come back to your comfortable seated position as we move into a little rotation. So remember, the rotation comes more from your upper back and head, not as much from your lower back. So never pushing to rotate further. I'd like for you to take your right hand across to your left knee and your left hand back behind you. Sit up nice and tall. Start with the bottom part. Lift. Feel that twist go up your spine. Turn and look. So as you're opening this twist, think about opening your back shoulder. So I'm not really pushing on my leg here. I'm just opening my back shoulder. Breathe and release. Other side. So lift, turn, and look. Again, opening with your back shoulder, so I'm not pulling on this leg. I'm opening up and breathing deeply. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, lift, turn, and look. Release. Inhale, lift, turn, and look. And release. Moving the spine laterally now. Go ahead and place your left hand down on the floor. Make sure that right sit bone stays down. We're going to reach up and over, really separating the space between your shoulder, your ribs, and your hip, and reaching through your fingertips. Lift up and over to go to the other side. Place your right hand down. Again, press the left sit bone down. Reach up and over. Let's do that one more time on each side. Might feel good just to make a little up and over. And back to the center. Very nice. Go ahead and extend your legs out in front. Bring your hands back behind you. Just shake your legs a little bit. Move them around. Maybe move your ankles and your feet. Going to test out where those hamstrings are now. So go ahead and sit up nice and tall. And I want you to place your hands either on your legs or on the floor. And just go ahead and round your back. Walk down towards your legs. Now some of us might need to stop here at our shins. Maybe go to your ankles. Maybe some of us can reach down and grab our toes. Once you're here, I like to do a little leaning side to side lateral flexion that gets down into your lower back and the QL area, which is usually very tight. You can even squeeze, extend, and bend your legs a little bit. And if you've already been moving around today, this might feel really good. If you're doing this first thing in the morning, you might be a little stiff, but that's okay. Slowly bring it up. Now I'd like for you to go back to that cross-leg position, but with the opposite cross. It's gonna feel a little funky. We're gonna do some of those same movements and add some different ones. Flexion and extension of the spine. Clasp your hands together this time, and let's go ahead and round your upper back, tuck your chin. And now sit up tall, cactus your arms, and arch your back, lift your chin. With your breath, with those two postures. Inhale. Exhale, arch. Let me hear you breathe. Inhale. Exhale, arch. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, arch. Coming back to the center, close your eyes just for a moment and take 2 deep breaths at your own pace. And when you're ready, slowly open your eyes. We're going to put together the twist and the lateral flexion. So we'll start with the twist. You're going to take your right hand, go across, reach towards your left leg. And then you're gonna take your left arm and reach up and over. Maybe look up towards the ceiling. Maybe your gaze stays straight ahead, whatever works best for you. Bring it up. And we'll switch sides. So take your left hand across to your right knee, and then your right hand up and over, putting together that spinal rotation and lateral flexion. Very nice. Back to the center, and then go ahead and extend your legs forward again. Rock and roll, move those legs around, and we're going to go back into that seated forward fold. So again, hands on the legs or on the floor. Go ahead and reach down again as far as you can, getting yourself as close to your legs as you can. If you'd like to add that rock side to side or any movement that works for you. Slowly lift up, and now let's open your chest. Walk your hands back behind you. Lean back, roll your shoulders back, pull your shoulder blades together and drop your shoulders down away from your ears. Gaze up. Press your chest forward. You should feel this stretching across your chest, through your rotator cuffs, and down through your biceps. Great stretch for those people who have to sit at a desk, or if you're leaning forward, driving. Coming back to neutral. Now we're going to transition to your hands and knees next, continuing to move the spine and adding a little spinal balance core work. So if you would, place your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. And let's start just by activating this pose. So what I want you to do is push the floor away, pull your hands towards each other, pull your knees towards each other, squeeze your glutes, and reach through the top of your head. So there's a big difference in hanging out here and just being lazy and actually activating the pose. Pull your belly button in. Maybe you feel a little shake going on. I know I do. And we move back into that flexion and extension. So let's start with cow. You're going to arch your back, drop your belly down, and look up. As we go into cat, you're going to tuck your chin, Tuck your tailbone and press your back towards the sky. Now I'd like for you to move between those two postures, cat and cow, at your own pace, with your own breath. And feel free to add any movement, maybe a little twist, maybe a rock front to back. Whatever feels good to you. One more time with each of those, please. Coming back to that tabletop position, we're going to bring your big toes together, separate your knees a bit, and go ahead and sit your hips as close to your heels as you can. This might look like placing your forearms down on the mat. This also might look like extending your arms, dropping your forehead to your mat, really feeling the extension from your fingers all the way down to your tailbone, really keeping your hips as close to your heels as you can. Couple of breaths here. Slowly coming back up, resetting that tabletop position and resetting your core. So remember, stabilize, activate. We're going to extend your left leg straight back. Make sure it's not way up in the air and it's straight back from your hip and you're flexing your foot. It might be hard to see my back foot. And then I'm going to extend my right arm straight ahead, actively reaching through my fingers, stabilizing through my spine and core. And then go ahead and release your hand and release your foot. Go ahead and switch sides, extend your leg back first. Remember, squeeze your glute, we want it straight back. And then full extension with your opposite arm. Let's do that one more time. Left arm, right leg. And switch, right leg, left arm. Abs in. And release. Let's go back into cat. This time hold your cat and do a little twist side to side with your hips and shoulders. Coming back to the center, place your feet together, sit your hips back, and go ahead and come into your child's pose, whether that's on your forearms or extended out. Still working through your spine. We're going to slowly come up, bring your knees underneath you, and go ahead and lay all the way down. So you've got a couple of progressions here. Working through the upper spine. We're going to all start with Sphinx pose. Elbows under your shoulders, hands flat down. Press your shoulders down, elongating through your spine. Squeeze your glutes. And now pull your elbows towards you and lift your gaze. You should feel that stretch to the front of your body, belly, chest. Release down, placing your head on your hands. Now that's going to be your level 1 option. Level 2, we'll start the same way. Moving into Cobra, you're going to place your hands where your elbows were. So right underneath your shoulders, pull those elbows in again, squeeze your glutes, lift with the strength of your back. So I'm not really using my hands here. Once you've lifted, then you can put a little pressure in your hands. You could even press all the way up, extending fully through your arms if you have that range of motion, continuing to keep your hips engaged, your glutes engaged, and your shoulders down. Lower back down. Maybe you come back to your elbows and then go ahead and rest. 'Cause 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 We'll go ahead and get those quads and hip flexors while you're here. Go ahead and bend and straighten your left leg a few times. Now when you're ready, bend your left leg, reach back. Maybe you can grab onto your left foot. If you can't grab it yet, that's okay. Turn to your side and you can pull that knee up and get it closer to you. If that doesn't work, we'll just work on your flexibility in that quadricep. Once you've made a connection here, I want you to squeeze your glutes, press your hip into the mat, and gently pull against your leg. You should feel this stretch go down the front of your left leg through your quadriceps and hip flexor. Couple of breaths. And release. Go ahead and switch sides. Using that modification to roll to your side if you need to. Get that knee closer. And then again, squeeze. Press your hip into the mat. And release it. Let's go back into your cobra or sphinx. So remember, you can be here or here. Go ahead and push up, sit your hips back, separate your knees into child's pose. Slowly come up and go ahead and transition into a seated position facing the side. Make sure you've got room to roll back. We're going to do some rotations with your lower spine next. Hold on to your legs, round your back, and just place each vertebrae down on the mat. Making any adjustments you might need. And go ahead and place your feet about hip distance apart. Arms can go out wide to the side if you have the room. And I just want you to rock your knees and hips, side to side. Think about increasing your range of motion, allowing your legs to fall closer and closer to the floor. We're going to do one lower spinal rotation, and then we will finish with a Shavasana, which is your final resting pose. Go ahead and drop your knees all the way to the right side. If you need to make some adjustments with them, you can. Now maybe you turn your head to the left in opposition. If that's not comfortable, feel free to keep your head in the center. Deep breaths, allowing those exhales to release your lower body into that rotation. Go ahead and bring your head back to the center first. Engage your abdominals and pull your knees back up. Go ahead and switch sides. Again, make some adjustments if you need to. Then this time you can turn your head in opposition again or keep it straight up. Use your exhales. Bring your head back to the center. Engage and bring your knees back to the center. Go ahead and bring those feet back underneath you. Now, any movement that feels good to you. I like to pull my knees in and just maybe do some circles. Some people like to grab their big toes and go into a little happy baby. Just whatever your body is calling for as we move into your relaxation pose. So when you're ready, slide each foot down your mat. Placing your palms facing up. Just do a little wiggle all over. Close your eyes. We're gonna do a breathing exercise while you're here. So stay right where you are. Place your right hand on your belly. And as you begin to breathe, feel your belly rise and fall. And we're gonna begin to count our breath. So as you inhale, we're gonna count to 4. And then as you exhale, we're also going to count to 4. So you're gonna try to match those numbers on your inhalation and exhalation. When you're ready, inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Relax back into your natural breath. Give your body a moment to rest. And you can feel free to stay here. I encourage you to make your Shavasana as long as you would like. We're going to slowly start to increase your breath. Blink your eyes open, becoming aware of your surroundings again. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, roll your wrists, roll your ankles, roll your head and neck. Go ahead and rock your arms and legs side to side. When you're ready, go ahead and bend your knees, placing your feet on the floor. Feel free to make any adjustments as you rock your knees and hips side to side. And when you're ready, go ahead and roll to whatever side is most comfortable for you, using one arm as a pillow and the other arm comes in front to support you. One more breath here. And when you're ready, let's slowly press it back up to your comfortable seated position. Finding those sit bones again. And we're going to take one more breath together. Inhale, reach up as high as you can. Exhale, heart center. Namaste, and God bless you.